Well, Brazil is kicking off the 2016 Summer Olympics this week, but while the world's best athletes are going for the gold in Rio, Brazil is going for broke, literally. And so is its socialist neighbor, Venezuela. Meanwhile, free market Ireland just announced its economy. Look at this, grew by 26% in 2015. That is outstanding. So, John, in which direction are we here in the U.S. headed?
Well, hopefully we're heading more in the direction of Ireland. When you think about Ireland, there was a novel, Angela's Ashes, which was about what Ireland used to be like, incredibly poor. And when they made it into a movie, Ireland had grown so prosperous that they couldn't find bad neighborhoods in which to film it. And that's the point. It used to be poor, then they adopted lower tax rates and things to lure businesses in. Now they're prosperous. That's the model.
So, Bruce, why are we trending in the opposite direction? We're providing more taxes and more regulations for businesses, not going the other way.
Well, I think that with the Brazil, I think that it's a buy low and sell high opportunity here. I mean, it's a bad situation. There's no doubt about it. But I think you're seeing some glimmers of hope down there because you have two big real estate firms here. Tishman Speyer and Blackstone are ready to make some huge investments down in Brazil. So it's a sad situation, but I think they will. I think that they will eventually rise.
Well, Emac, I pray that Bruce is right, but on the other hand, they haven't really fundamentally changed their economic policies. They're statist, socialist economic policies. Brazil's economy is down 3.8%. Venezuelans is down 5.7%. And Venezuela's inflation is set to top 1,600% next year.
And yet to hear Sean Penn or Bernie Sanders weigh in on what's going on in these socialist disasters. Here's the thing, and I've been getting video out of Venezuela, people eating out of garbage bags. The entrepreneurial class has been smashed in Venezuela. And what's going on with them is they have no choice but to move into the black market because of high taxes. And the misleading thing that's being said about Venezuela, it wasn't the oil price crash because their problems, Venezuela's problems started when oil was trading at $100 a barrel, very high. It was because of socialism. Socialism wrecked Venezuela and it's wrecking Brazil.
I think you're absolutely, and Bill, that's the point here. Both Venezuela and Brazil are rich in resources, tremendous resources, but they're not giving human beings a break, whereas Ireland just has a lot of grass and sheep, but they're just expanding like crazy.
Well, let's face it, the unofficial slogan of the Bernie Sanders campaign, which has heavily influenced Hillary Clinton's party platform, is let's make America more like Venezuela. Yeah. Let's confiscate private wealth and give it to some insider like the president's daughter. Let me put it this way. I think when the Clinton family leaves the White House for the second time, that Chelsea won't be flat broke.
Yeah. Well, Steve, some people say it's a stretch to compare us to Venezuela. But look at a comparison to Ireland. We have a corporate income tax rate of 35%. Ireland's is less than half of that. And it's not just the income tax. It's not just the corporate income tax either. It's also a lot of other things. They're much more business friendly than we are.
Ireland's been business friendly for 35 years. They've been aggressively going after business, especially with the common market and then the European Union, telling businesses here in America and elsewhere, we have a platform here, we have the same language as you, we have friendly regulations, we'll give you tax breaks. They used to give tax holidays before the EU outlawed them. So they're always doing things to make a capital welcome and then turn the country around enormously. Also, David, make possible the peace in Northern Ireland, the great boom in the South.
That's another point.
And make the diplomacy possible. And you look at Brazil, they want to put in more here, more kind of the regulations that have wrecked Brazil. The saying about Brazil, it has a great future and always will.
Yeah, and John, I know, great future and always will. I know that it is a stretch. We're not Venezuela, we're not Brazil, but it's the trend that you have to look at. And the trend that we're going towards is more in that direction than towards Ireland, right?
Well, and I think you hit something on the head in talking about that. You talked about how those two countries in South America are resource rich.
Yes.
That was the tragedy about the weak dollar-driven oil boom. When resources rise, that empowers politicians. You can't move them. Look at Switzerland. Look at Hong Kong. Look at Ireland. Where there aren't resources, politicians have less power. Hence, they have to have good tax regimes to attract real human capital.
Well, that's exactly the point about Ireland. The crisis isn't how people